presenting Navigating Collaborative Ultra Efficiently and Effectively from a Student's Perspective, presented by myself, Timothy Archett, and my coworkers Alejandro Martinez and Clara Ornelas. We are academic tutors from the Retention Action Program with the Office of Student Success. Um, My name is Timothy Archett. I tutor with accounting, business math, pre-cal 1, contemporary math, and remedial math, and I've tutored with Blackboard Collaborative Ultra for about 4 years now.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alex Martinez. I'm a computer tutor at the Retention Action Program. Some of the courses I tutor are Introduction to Computers, Word Processing, Spreadsheets, Databases, Beginning Web Programming, and Administration Office Procedures.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Clara Retention Action Program, and I tutor mainly accounting, principles of accounting, intro to accounting, and business math. And I've been working with Collaborate Ultra for 4 years now.
In our presentation, we will guide students through Blackboard Collaborative Ultra. We will explain how to access Collaborative Blackboard Ultra, ask for tutoring once the student is in the main room of Blackboard, use a breakout group to get the best tutoring experience available, and exit Blackboard once the tutoring session is complete. So what is Blackboard Collaborative Ultra? Blackboard Collaborative Ultra is a real-time conferencing tool that allows students to get help from a tutor. Uh, Collaborative Ultra allows you to share files from your computer, such as, for example, a review sheet saved to your computer that might need a little bit of help on, or share an application such as Microsoft Word in case you're writing a paper and you need a tutor to help you revise it. You can also share a tab from your web browser. Since courses now require homework to be completed online, a student can share the tab and the tutor can see what the student needs help with. You can also use a virtual whiteboard where the student can write to the tutor and the tutor can write back to the student. For example, if the student might be working a math problem. So now we will get into Blackboard Collaborative Ultra. The web browsers that are recommended are Google Chrome, which is one that I use quite a bit. Another highly recommended web browser is Microsoft Edge. Firefox is also another recommended web browser, and so is Safari if you're on a Mac, although some of the share features don't work with that. And that's something we'll talk about later in our presentation. However, don't use Internet Explorer because Internet Explorer doesn't work quite as well with Blackboard Collaborative Ultra. Now we will introduce you to the Tutor Finder, which can be accessed by the link posted in yellow. In order to enter the Tutor Finder, you have to use your EPCC faculty or student email and also your El Paso Community College password. Once you have entered the Tutor Finder, before you get tutoring, you can get the right tutor for you. And you can search by course. So maybe you need a tutor for, say, Math 1324. So you can search by course, and it will give you a list of tutors and their schedules that tutor in Math 1324. Or you can click View All Tutors. And maybe you like a tutor the way a specific tutor helps you. You can search for that tutor's schedule and know when he or her is available to help. So now for the first activity of the day, go to the chat. I'm going to post a link for the tutor finder, um, which I just did put in there. So go ahead and find a tutor that assists with Math 1342. Uh, please type your answers in the chat, and I'll give you about 2 minutes to do that. Once you post your results, feel free to keep browsing around the tutor finder. Okay, so again, just go ahead and click on the link that I uh, put in the chat box and just play around with the tutor finder. And if you want to answer the question is to find a tutor that assists with Math 1342. So I'm already seeing some responses. Again, once you responded, if you want to play with the finder a little bit, go ahead. So many responses. I see Cindy responded with Andrea R. Teresa responded with Alejandra M. Della responded with Zachary W. So thank you for your responses, and we're going to go ahead and move on to the next slide. So how do you get into Blackboard Collaborative Ultra once you have found that right tutor for you? On your computer or mobile device, you can enter through My EPC. Click on Services, which is on the left side of the page, and then scroll down to the Instructional Services menu, where you can find the Academic Tutoring link, or you can enter the URL listed below in blue, go apcc.edu/tutoring live, or if you're on your mobile device, you can also use the QR code to enter the Blackboard Collaborative Ultra. Then you'll get a pop-up with the schedule for online tutoring for the entire week. Click on Connect, click Connect. Next up, Alejandro Martinez will show you how to continue signing in.
Thank you, Tim. Hello again, everyone. Now I'm going to show you the simple steps that you need to complete before joining the session. Okay? After you have opened the link in your web browser, you are going to see the window with the title Blackboard Collaborate at the top of the screen. Below that, you will see the name of the session you're joining, as well as a box for you to type your name. It is strongly recommended that you type your first and last name, and please make sure you don't type in your ID number or any other confidential information, since this will be visible to everyone when you join the session. After you type your full name, then you can click on the join session. Okay. If it is your first time joining the session, you will have to complete the audio and video setup. This setup has to be completed to allow browsers to access your microphone and camera. That's why you have to give the browser permission to use your microphone. By default, the internal microphone will be selected, and Collaborate will tell you if your microphone is detecting sound. You will see the purple bar moving when it is receiving your audio. And next, you need to select yes, it's working to finally join the session. All these steps will be saved for the next time you join the session. Okay? So you don't have to do this over and over again every time you join the session. So after you complete the audio and video setup, you will see a window telling you you're joining the session. And don't worry, your microphone will be muted until you click on the Share Audio button. Okay, now I'm going to cover some of the helpful features you're going to be using to navigate to the main room of the tutoring session. The first thing that you will see when entering the room is a welcome screen. This screen includes some of the tutoring courses as well as the current semester schedule. Normally, there are tutors available Sunday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. The hours of operation can change from time to time, so this welcome screen is updated frequently to include important announcements such as holiday closings, end of semester days, and change of tutoring hours. If you look at the picture we have on the slide, to the right section of the welcome screen, there's a list of moderators, which are the current tutors available. At the bottom of that section, there's a list of participants. Those are the current students in the room. Only moderators have the option to decide if participants can share audio, use the chat, draw on the whiteboard, or share files. If for some reason you cannot type in the chat box or use your microphone, it could be that the moderators have disabled this option. Okay, so now you're probably asking yourself, how do I ask for help? Well, there are various ways you can get the tutor's attention. Below the welcome sign, there's a section with 4 icons. The icons you're going to be using the most are going to be the second one, which is the microphone, the third one, which allows you to share the camera, and the fourth one, which is the raise hand button. If for some reason you feel lost, don't worry. Tutors will always keep an eye on every student as they come in. To the right of the welcome sign, below the white area, there is another section with 4 icons. You can also ask for help by sending messages by using the bubble icon, which is the chat section. Students only see the everyone section, which means that the messages you send will be visible by everyone in the session, including other tutors and students. Blackboard Collaborate also has a cool feature which allows everyone to use emojis. There are different categories of emojis you can use, for example, smileys, animals, foods, objects, symbols, and many more. There are students who prefer using voice instead of messages, and there's nothing wrong with that. There are cases in which students don't reply to the tutor's messages, and that's when audio is an important consideration in order to have a better online tutoring session. To use your microphone, your computer needs to either have an internal microphone, which most laptops have, or you can have an external microphone connected to it, and that would be a headset. Okay? The steps to share audio are very simple. Below the welcome sign, there is an icon which has a microphone. Once you click on that icon, your microphone will be enabled. To disable your microphone, just click on that same icon and it will turn off your microphone. Okay? Sometimes tutors will disable the microphone for you if feedback noise is heard to prevent distraction for other students in the room. Okay, so before we move on to the next section, let's do a quick activity. I'm going to ask you to please raise your hand, type hello in the chat box, and send an emoji. I'm going to give you a few seconds, and then we will continue with our presentation, okay? So go ahead and try sending an emoji. You can send whatever you want. Hello, Brandon. Hello, Patricia. Hello. Hello. Okay, so thank you all for participating. Now let's continue with our presentation, okay? Okay, so after you send a message through the chat or have raised your hand, a tutor, which is the lead tutor assigned at that moment, is going to greet you and ask how you can be helped. The reason we have a lead tutor is because when we were first started online tutoring, we will have all tutors greeting the student at the same time. making them feel uncomfortable with all the notifications appearing at the screen. That's why we came up with the idea of late tutors. That way, only one person is in charge of welcoming the students. Like I mentioned earlier, you will only see the everyone chat section. There, you can reply by telling which course you will be working on so that the lead tutors can assign someone that can help you. The lead tutor will then communicate with the other tutors to see who can help on that requested course. After a tutor is assigned, the lead tutor is going to move both you and the tutor to a breakout group. Inside the breakout group, only you and the tutor will be able to see what both are communicating. And this includes the chat conversations and the apps shared. Okay, so once you are moved to a breakout group with a tutor, the tutor will be the tutor that will be helping you will ask for information. If for some reason you did not type your name correctly when you joined the session, the tutor will ask for your full name again, also your student EPCC ID number, and the course that you will be working on, as well as the name of the instructor for that class. The method of communication inside a breakout group is the same as when you first joined the session. You have the option to use your microphone, your camera, or you can just use the chat. Please be polite to the tutors that will be helping you. We recommend you to not use all caps when using the chat section, okay? Okay, so now I'm going to explain what you can expect from a tutoring session. Tutors can help you with homework. However, they cannot help you with any exams, quizzes, or extra credit assignments. The tutoring sessions have no time limit, but sometimes the room gets very busy or we can be short on tutors. And the tutor that is helping you has to switch between rooms to help other students that need help. When the tutor that is helping you has to leave, another available tutor will continue helping you. There are cases in which the internet connection may be slow and could get you and the tutor out of the session. Just be patient with the tutors. Every tutor has their unique way of explaining things, as well as we all know technical problems are unpredicted. Okay, now I'm going to show you how you can share things in Blackboard Collaborate. On the lower right corner, we have the sharing content. It is the square with an arrow pointing to the right. This section will let you share content so that tutors can better help you. From this menu, you can share an application. You can share the whiteboard, which can be very useful, especially for math problems. You can also share Word documents, PowerPoint. You can even share your web browser or any other application that you have open. Later on this presentation, we will cover more in detail how to use the whiteboard. For now, let me explain to you some of the limitations that exist when sharing files. The only current supported formats you can share are JPG for images, PowerPoint presentations, and PDFs. At the moment, application sharing is not supported for mobile devices and tablets. And if you use the Safari browser, application sharing is also not supported. You also have the option to share your screen. On the slide, we have a picture of an example of how it looks when sharing the screen. And if you notice, creates a tunnel vision. We don't know exactly why this happens, but don't worry. As soon as you change the view to another window, this infinite view will go away. Another thing you can share with this option is just one tab from your web browser. This can be very helpful when you just want the tutor to see the window that you are working on without having to change windows back and forth. To stop the sharing process, you have to use the stop sharing button. And it is a circle with a square located to the left of the title sharing content. Okay, this concludes my part of this presentation. The next presenter is Clara Ornelas, who will explain more in detail how to use the whiteboard, as well as other useful information.
Thank you, Alex. Okay, so now I will discuss using the whiteboard. So the tutor can share the whiteboard and the student can share a whiteboard. It's a very useful tool for tutoring, and we use it a lot in tutoring. I know I do. I use it a lot for math. You'll be using this when you're in your tutoring session. And I'll go over the little icons that you see at the top. So we have the select, which is a little arrow, and it's used to like select certain things, and you can erase certain items with the select, not everything. We have the pointer, which is self-explanatory, it points, thank you. And then we have the pencil. So the pencil is how you draw on the whiteboard, and you can use either your mouse or your finger on the pad, or if it's touch screen, you can use your finger on the screen and to draw with that. And it also has like different colors. So if like you are trying to work with the tutor, you can each have your own color so you can see what each one of you is doing at the same time. We also have the shapes, and it has ellipses, squares, and lines. And I usually use it if I have to draw like a graph. It's very helpful because I can't straight line at all. We also have the clear, but the text, sorry. So the text, we can just, it's self-explanatory. You can type on the whiteboard in case your handwriting is terrible like mine. So we use the text. And we also have the clear button or the eraser. So that eraser we have to be very careful with because it'll erase everything on the board. So I know we're used to like erasing and then it erases the last thing we put on the board or the last thing we write, but not here. Here it erases everything and you have to start all over again. So be careful with the eraser. We also have the view contents on the far top left corner. And if you click there, you can zoom in and you can zoom out. And only you can see your zoom in and zoom out. Like it doesn't affect what the tutor or the other person is seeing. And then we also have the stop share at the top right corner. So like I said, both can share, like the student can share this and so can the tutor, and you can both collaborate at the same time on this whiteboard. And I use it a lot and I really like it, though it does have a limitation, which is the space. So this white square you see is all you get to write on. And sometimes when we do math problems, for example, like a matrix problem, it'll get really long. And what we have to do is just erase, start again, erase, and start again. But other than that, I think it's a really great tool and I use it quite often. Okay, so next I have a little activity. So I'm gonna let you guys, I'm gonna share the whiteboard and I'm gonna ask you guys to draw something, use it, say hello, draw a heart. What am I looking at? Draw the Franklin Mountains. Anything you want. So just try out the whiteboard. It's easy to use. Once you get the hang of it, it's not that bad. Hola, hello. Oh, nice. Cute son. Oh, I like that. Good job with the Franklin Mountains. So as you see, someone can just erase everything. Bonjour. We got some international students. So if you use the shapes, you can see you have lines, you have the rectangles, you got the circle, the ellipse. So this comes in handy because I can't draw circles either, apparently. So see, yeah, it's easy to use. It's not that complicated of a program. All right, I've let you have enough fun, so I'm gonna go back to our presentation. Let me see. Actually, Alex, can you share it? I can't see. Thank you. Okay, so let's continue on. So now we're sharing our audio video. So as you see on the bottom right corner, you have the chat, the little people, and then you have a little gear. That's your settings. So if you click there, you'll get this little pop-up, the audio and video settings. And here, if you didn't get a chance to set up your camera when you first came into Collaborate Ultra and you want to do it, you can do it here. You can set up your camera and your mic. And also, if you look up at your URL, there's a little lock. And that little lock, if you click on the lock, it'll also show you like if your camera is blocked or your microphone is blocked. And you can also activate your camera and microphone from that little lock in your URL. And all you have to do is, if you use the lock, is refresh the page and then it'll change the settings. So there's a couple of ways to activate the camera and the microphone. What we recommend is that whenever you come into the main room, is that you mute your mic and you turn off your camera. Only because there are other people in that room, so there may be other students and there will be others. So if you have your mic on, everybody in the main room can hear you speak. So we recommend that you just mute it, so be aware that you have the mic muted and your camera off. You can also adjust your speaker volume here in the settings. And if you're having issues with your audio, what we recommend doing is dialing in. So you see a little phone icon here, you can click there and you can use your phone as also, you can switch browsers. So let's say you're using Firefox, maybe switching to Chrome would work better, or maybe switch to Edge and it might work. And also check your own computer settings. It may be that maybe your mic is muted or your mic is very low, so you don't have any sound. So be aware of your own computer settings if the audio isn't working. But if you don't have audio, don't worry about it. We can still tutor using the chat and the whiteboard. I've done it many times, so if your computer doesn't have a microphone, don't freak out. We can still help with tutoring. Okay, so we're going to go over ending the tutoring session. So once you're done tutoring, the tutor is going to give you this awesome little link to our survey. So our survey, the tutor will give you the link usually, and if you lose it, it is also posted in the main room once you come in to Blackboard. So we have it there, and we really appreciate the filling out of this survey. We need like all the feedback you give us. This is the chance you have to like tell us if you want more tutors for a certain class or more tutors at a certain time, and we really take that feedback into really try to help out the students. So whatever you guys need, we really want to help out. And this is where you can tell us in the survey. So after you're done tutoring, you can leave the session from the breakout group. You don't have to go back to the main room. You can leave from here, and I'll show how to do that in another slide. So ending the breakout group. So as I said, you can leave the session from the breakout group, but I've had many students who will help them with a couple of problems, and then they'll want to continue working on their own. So we take them back to the main room and keep them there as a participant. So in case if they're working on their own and they have further questions, they can raise their hand and then we can continue helping them. What we recommend when you're back in the main room is, again, mute your mic and your camera and then disable notifications and sound. So if you don't want to hear all these little dings and pop-ups, what you can do is go back to your settings, check notification settings, and then just check off all the little green boxes. That way you don't have to hear all these dings and bings while you're doing your homework. And if you are waiting for more help, don't be shy. Just raise your hand or put something in the chat saying you need help with Math 1314, and we're there to help and we'll help you. And you may not get the same tutor. They may have left already or they're working with another student, but we will try to find a tutor who can help you. So now we can leave the session. So there's two ways to exit Collaborate Ultra. If you see on the top right left corner, you see those three lines. If you click on that, at the very bottom, you have leave the session. So you can leave through there, or if you click on your little icon at the bottom of this page, that little white box pops up, and you can also leave the session through there. I recommend that you please leave the session before closing the browser. Okay, so that's you've left Collaborate, you close the session, you're done, and hopefully you'll be back for more tutoring. So now we're taking any questions or comments. If you have any comments or questions, please type them in the chat, and we do appreciate any kind of feedback. Thank you, Marta. There's a way to erase part of the whiteboard. I can only erase text with the select. If you hover over text with the select, you can't erase it. Thank you, everybody.
So at this time, since there are no further questions, we are using a poll at the moment. If you could, please let us know. Have you been in online tutoring before? Let's see. About 19 of us said no and 7 of us said yes. Wow. Well, we hope that you'll come see us soon in that tutoring room. It would be nice to see y'all's, happy dispositions. At this time, I would like to share the Tejano Passports flyer with you. So we would like to invite you to participate in Tejano Passports. So how it works is you join here at Tejano virtual events each week, and we will give you a code at the end of the session you can use towards your own free medallion. So if you're participating, I'm going to go ahead and put the code into the chat right now. Everyone, there we go. And then with that code, you can go ahead and work your way towards a free medallion. And if you haven't been participating or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's not too late to join. This code's still going to be good later when you sign up. Also, we would like to invite you to next week's, this Friday's presentation. Let me go ahead and share that for you. Might need to zoom in a little bit, which we learned in today's presentation that that little icon is on the left. There's a little magnifying glass. You can click it and click the plus on the magnifying glass and you can zoom in. So this presentation for Friday will be on Office 365 and it'll be shared through Microsoft Teams. So it will not be in this Blackboard Collaborate link, but we do have the link in the flyer that was sent out. So at this time, I'd like to thank Miss Janice DeWitt and all the RAP tutors who did a fantastic job of presenting today. Tim, Alexandro, and Clara, y'all did a great job, and y'all are so spirited. I can really tell you enjoy your work. I'd like to thank the audience for coming and being a wonderful audience. And we really hope to see you in our online tutoring room soon. So this session is coming to a close, but if you do have any last minute questions for us, we are here and we are listening to you. I agree, the RAP tutors did a fantastic job. Thank you all for coming today. Next Wednesday will be math, engineering, and biology. Ooh. Have a wonderful day, guys. Thank you, Miss Alvarado. We appreciate it. Have a good Wednesday to you too, Tim. Going to stop the recording.